Ian Jennings, and I play bass.
I'm Zac Garren, I play guitar.
I'm Ben Rosett, and I play drums.
Awesome. And quick, let's talk about Strawberry Girls as a name. Every time I say to someone, I'm going to go see the Strawberry Girls, or you guys need to look up the Strawberry Girls, the second question is, are they hot?
Yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes. but
Not in the way you might assume.
Yeah. So do you get that a lot on the I mean, because you guys are an instrumental band on the internet, and stuff like that? Do when people usually assume that you guys are a bunch of girls and they show up?
I think so.
Well, I don't know. Like,
it's
we
happened a
haven't
few
personally.
Was that a goal? Was that a goal with the name?
No. Yeah, not really. No. It wasn't.
The goal was to be not super serious and like.
Yeah. Let's start there. Where did the name come from?
It was just sort of like we were jamming. Trying to think of a name that kind of stood out, wasn't cliche, you know, doesn't sound like... There's all these band names, like one-word plural band names. Like, every band is just, like, naming themselves one word with an S at the end, and it's just, like, they think that's the most creative thing ever. Yeah. And it's just like, come on, like, we have, like, about 500 of them now, we're good. So we were just like, okay, how can we do it in a way that's gonna stick in your head and not be cliche, and like, oh, yeah, I've already heard that before. And I don't know, just be kind of different. We wanted to stand out, just something that you would remember, and that's sort of how it happened. And it comes from a song by Susie and the Banshees called Christine. The chorus is like Christine, the Strawberry Girl, and I just like put that in my phone one day. I was like, it's kind of a cool little 2-word phrase. 2 simple words, Strawberry Girl, with an S at the end.
Kind of skipping ahead, and we'll come back to this kind of stuff. But I've noticed in your song titles, in your album titles, I mean, in the name Strawberry Girls, you know, they all have places that they seem to come from. Where did these inspirations come from? Where's the majority of them are just out of your head dreams you guys have kind of stuff, or are you guys
kind of
literary?
Sometimes they come after recording, but I think this time we already had everything sort of named for the most part. But yeah, it's just kind of like, since we're an instrumental band, we don't really have like lyrics to go off of, so we sort of just go with a vibe kind of a thing. Like, if you can hear kind of a vibe, but yeah, I don't know, it's just sort of that kind of a thing. Just try to build like an image in your head to where you're listening to it and maybe you'll picture that sort of a thing.
Yeah.
Do you guys kind of write in the same sort of vein where like when you go in with, say, like a song like Negro Spiritual or whatever, like is that you go in with that kind of feeling and this is the vibe that we're trying to come out of it, or is that?
I think we usually name the songs after.
We just start jamming and then whatever happens kind of happens.
Like, and this kind of feels like
the title just kind of comes from what the song is.
Like for that. Like Negro Spiritual, I feel like it was sort of like the song felt really like powerful and energetic, and we felt like Negro Spiritual was sort of like a powerful kind of a thing, but in a different way. Obviously, they're 2 different like genres of sound, but it was something like big and powerful, and we felt the song was kind of big and powerful. So it's kind of taking like that and applying it to our thing, kind of a way to where we were, I don't know, just kind of usurping that power. And
sometimes they're just funny and don't make sense. I mean, like Agua Verde.
The intro's a little watery.
I mean, like... Yeah, and like Fight Club. We have a song named Fight Club.
For me, we named it that because, like, it sounds like a song that could be at a Fight Club. Like, it's really loud and aggressive. It has nothing to do with the movie. I've never seen the movie or read the book, but... Yeah, so...
Or sometimes they're just funny titles that we come up with, like Bird Technology. That was just kind of a random thing.
Yeah, I was walking and looking at birds. I was like, oh, dang. Like, their flight is, like... If we could harness that. I mean, I guess we have planes, but if we as individuals could harness the technology of birds, that'd be pretty crazy.
How does, to continue on the same thing, how does your writing style, how does the writing process look? Is it, you know, Zach, you usually come with these kind of licks and then you say, follow me, or is it
usually it's just kind of we're together, just start playing. I just put my fingers all over the place until something kind of sticks, and then we get like a groove going, and then we just kind of build off the groove kind of a thing. We just try to keep it interesting.
We tend to have a lot of little hooks that we come up with frequently. We'll go into a practice, and while we're waiting on Ben or Zach or me to maybe adjust something, jam for a little bit, and here's a little hook right here. Oh, I like that, you know. And then sometimes he'll whip out his iPhone, and then we'll just record it real quick, and then we'll come back
and apply that later to another song if it's in the same key.
Song, and then we'll just kind of hook them together, play it for a little bit, and then we'll come back and refine it and be like, okay, here we go, we like this. And you know, that's
is it hard for you guys to call a song done when you write that way?
Kind of. It's because I mean we have songs that we have an 8-minute song, and we have like a song that's under 2 minutes, so it's kind of just like, and I feel like that sort of came from, okay, we have a few long songs. What we wanted to do, we didn't want everything to be the same. We don't want a whole CD of like 6-7 minute songs. Could be cool, but we wanted to have some short and sweet songs that were just like in your face, like kind of a thing. So we had some songs, and then we sort of tried to fill out a vibe, like rather than have everything sound the same. We started out with like an idea, and then it's like, okay, what haven't we done yet? What can we do? So we did like a little bit of a slower song, a little bit more of like a pop song, you know, just different little things to kind of make a CD that has a little bit of everything for us, rather than just like the same kind of feel for every song kind of thing.
I wouldn't say we would really say they were done until we record them, because we didn't really on the our upcoming album. I think there was stuff that we kept changing up until
kind
we
of
recorded
evolve
it.
over time.
You know, and we play them live for, I don't know, months at a time, and then we might even make a change. Oh, let's throw this in, or let's take that out, or let's play that differently, and then we'll come back, you know, when we record, and that's kind of when it gets cemented.
Yeah, like if you go listen to like the demo version of Agua Verde or Black Knight, like some of the intros are different. The pattern of how I'm picking or different little things will be different, or even like different notes, like in a slightly different order. And then like over time, sometimes it's just from like forgetting exactly how it goes, and we're like, I think this is how it goes in my head, and then and it gets better. Like if you listen to the original, like I found the original version of like Agua Verde when we first wrote it and jammed on it, and the intro is not as cool. It's like a similar vibe, but like we made it cooler. And like same thing with Black Knight, like it was a little bit different, and then we kind of improved on it. So I think it's like, we have this idea in our head, and then we just keep kind of refining it and coming back to it. We're not always just figuring it out exactly from what we recorded. It's just kind of like, oh, that was a cool vibe idea. I think this is how I played it. And then each time we kind of do that, it gets a little better, because it's like, okay, taking the best parts of what we had and making it even better kind of a thing is sort of what happens sometimes.
You guys all three grew up in Salinas and stuff like that, and then you
He didn't. We both did.
Yeah, we lived pretty close to each other. Ian's from San Luis Obispo. Yeah. So.
Originally.
He was going to CSUMB. I was in a band with him earlier.
And we all played shows. Like, they had their band, and I had my little solo project. Yeah. And we were just jamming, and Yeah, we were called The Trees, and then I got over it. I left The Trees, started jamming with Zach, and then we played a show as a duo at Bluefin, and Ian saw us, and he wanted to play bass for us, so that's kind of how it happened.
I figured our
he said, I want to be a strawberry girl.
Yeah,
so.
something like that. No, it was coming to, our old project wasn't really doing much anymore, and I was very impressed with just like, shit, this is going to be really cool, so I want to be a part of it.
And we needed a bassist.
And yeah,
I was like, sweet.
I was like, yeah, let's figure it out.
Want to talk about the new album?
Yeah, well, yeah, the new album's cool because we wrote these songs a while ago. Like the first song, or the last song on French Ghetto was like, I think it was the first song. The first song we wrote called Do Peace. We released it as an EP, but that was like a year and a half ago. So it's cool that we've had these songs for like a year and a half, and we've been playing them.
Yeah, we played every single song live.
Yeah, we played all the songs live. We played them and they've evolved. So like, they're exact. Like the album is pretty much exactly how we play it live. Which is
everything
cool
goes into each other. We kind of mapped out how we want the transitions.
Yeah. We were trying to just really harness like our live energy, which people said like that's what they wanted.
Your live show is synonymous with your name in the way that, but the high energy. You know, I'm not even gonna say who said it, but somebody in this room said earlier today that I think I like their live shows better than their performance. And it's so much the same, but it's like that energy.
Yeah.
The energy to see you guys play live and stuff like that. Was there a moment where you guys sat down and said our stage persona is going to be nuts as or did you guys have
that's just how we feel naturally. Like we go to shows and we see all these bands.
Yeah, you see them standing there.
And like their music's tight, but they're not. I mean, we're going to a live show. You want to see people going nuts. Mm-hmm. Like, or else I'll just listen to the CD.
Yeah.
So kind of our just belief or whatever is just that we have to go crazy at our live shows so people like are entertained and stuff.
Yeah, just based off our own preference of seeing bands. I mean, if you see a band could be not that good, but if they're all into it and going crazy, you're like, whoa, that's amazing, and they seem into it. Yeah. So that makes you into it. Where you can see a really good band, but if they're just standing there with no energy, it's just like, this is sad. Like
they don't even believe in it.
Yeah.
Like, we just try to go crazy.
It needs to be a visual.
Yeah, just everything, all your senses, just like, we try to.
I think anyone would talk about the best show they've ever been to having a big visual impact. You know, there has to be some kind of energy. It needs to be visual. You know, you can put a lot of lights at a show, but we don't have that, you know, so
we use ourselves.
You have to you have to harness
I think it's also like we're writing music that we love so much that you can't help but just go nuts.
Yeah, we kind of try to write music that makes us want to go crazy. Yeah. So that's kind of, we try to tailor it to that, So
yeah, you guys might be the hardest working band in Monterey. I think that's an easy thing to say. What do you think is what gives you guys that ethic? What gives you the drive? Is it knowing that your music is that good? Because it is.
I think it's hoping that it's good. Like, we just like doing what we like. We like all different aspects. We like photography. We like film. We like audio. So I think just combining all of that. And for me personally, I feel like the sort of video angle sort of came after we'd kind of self-shot 2 music videos. First one we did on like a little digital camera, and then the second one we had our friend Robbie Seldenridge come out, who I think went to school for film, and he brought his camera and he shot all of it, but then we took all the footage and edited it. And I think we kind of were like, oh, we're not too bad at this. Like, this actually looks pretty good. We've seen way worse videos, so why not just get some cameras and start trying to, take that further and see what we can do with it. And then stuff just kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah.
Interesting. What is this next year going to look like for Strawberry Girls? We got a big summer.
It's really hard to say.
Big summer.
I think it looks really good.
Yeah, stuff is happening to where stuff could get big. So we don't really know. We have no idea, but it seems like it's going to be very good.
That's where the goals are set.
Yeah.
This year is a big year.
Yeah, we got some people that want to work with us, that really want to push us and have a lot of resources. So, right now we're kind of banking on that. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully this is way bigger than we could have ever imagined. Yeah. So that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Let's rewind way back to an earlier question that at what point did because I know you were telling me that like there was a while you guys were flirting with the idea of having a singer. You were flirting with we had a keyboardist for a while, something like that. At what point did you guys decide that the 3 of you is the band, and that's what it's going to be from this point forward? Or?
I think as far as the singer thing, we always kind of knew I never wanted a singer, mainly kind of because I've been in bands in the past, and this band to me is sort of like an experiment of what a band can be. Like, obviously there's instrumental bands, but I feel like we're kind of different because most instrumental bands don't have a ton of energy. They're usually more like ambient and atmospheric and stuff. There are some energetic instrumental bands, but I feel like we're not only are we energetic, we're also kind of groovy, and we try to take all these different aspects kind of thing. So part of it just stemmed from like, how can we do this as easy as we can? Like, 3 members, that's easy. We can all fit in one car. The more members, we've played shows in a Prius. But
gone to shows.
Yeah, we don't actually play in the Prius.
It's really cool when you get in there.
Once you're inside.
Yeah,
it's just simple. Like that's another reason I use a simple drum kit, and people are always like, why do you play a simple drum set?
Yeah.
And it's just because I don't want to haul a bunch of crap everywhere, and it looks cooler too.
Yeah, that's true.
So we try to put aside everything we don't need, and just only use the effects pedals that you use. Only use the drums that Just
I was noticing exactly that when you guys were setting up in the other room.
Yeah,
you guys were only using like 5 pedals each, and I was like, you guys are making a billion tones.
Yeah. Another thing that's cool about not having a singer is you can play kind of weirder shows. Like, we don't have to have a PA, which is cool. And we don't have to worry about our singer being off key. We don't have to worry about our singer being sick and having to cancel the show because their voice hurts and they can't perform. So there's all these different kind of things that I had experience with in my old band, and I'm sure they've had experience with also being in bands, that are just, there's hard things that come with a singer. There's good things that come with a singer because a lot of people attach themselves to singers. But we're trying to do it differently and see if they can attach themselves to instrumentalists.
I also think it makes your genre a lot wider in the way that,
the way
you remember that time we opened for that Christian band at that pizza place, and then vice versa. I'm sure you've opened for every metal band in town too.
Yeah, we play all these different shows.
We've played every kind of show.
And we've had young people and old people like us, which that's another thing. Another good point. With a singer, sometimes that can be polarizing, to where someone will hear the vocals and be like, okay, I don't want to listen to this. To where we're not going to have that. Like, people, they just watch us and they're usually mesmerized by the crazy stuff we're doing and just going nuts playing these crazy songs. Whereas if we had a singer, they could really detract from that unless they were the perfect singer for the band and they were just really good with pitch and they were a really big stage presence. But I feel like it's cool because we're different. We have the potential to apply to a lot of different people, and people can attach themselves to us because we're not super polarizing, and that's something we kind of focus on. Even with our songwriting, we try to I know on the guitar I try to write simple catchy riffs that are cool, rather than just shredding the whole time. A lot of bands just shred and try to show off, and I think we kind of show off a little bit, but we also try to keep in mind, okay, is this riff catchy? Does this need to be here? All these different kind of things to try to write something that's cool to where the whole song is interesting, and that's something we try to do, and hopefully we accomplish that.
Yeah, and you can have guest vocalists too.
Yeah, and then, we can have guest vocalists, different
Strawberry
friends.
Girls featuring.
Well, on the new album French Ghetto, we have 5 guest vocalists, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did some.
But they're not even. But the other thing.
You were on that one too.
Woo!
Yeah, yeah. But they're not even like you might say. A lot of it's not even really vocals.
Yeah, so
it's lyrics.
It's more like vocals as an instrument kind of a thing, which is cool.
Which is cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, lyrics could polarize people too. You could have a great singer with great tone, but the words.
They really listen to the lyrics and like, well, that's kind of weird.
And
music,
that can
just music is more.
Because it's more of a definitive thing. It's sort of like a painting. You know, the more concrete it is of something, then the more you're gonna either people are gonna like it or they're not gonna like it. Where if you leave it open to interpretation,
then more people can enjoy it.
It, and people are probably gonna talk about it with one another too. They're like, I think it's this. It's not that.
Yeah, they take different things out of it.
If you don't tell the whole story, which is kind of what a singer can kind of sometimes do to a band,
people are free to kind of make it up.
Yeah.